Alright, so as you can see, there is no safety net. There is no mattress. As my wife so lovingly pointed out, this is stupid. And using your computer without a backup is equally stupid. Now the good news is, if your computer crashes, you're probably not going to break your neck. You're not going to die. But you could lose your irreplaceable files, your documents, your pictures. You get the idea. All right, so someone asked me what's the best backup program to use, and the answer since 2000 and I don't know, whatever, the answer is Windows Backup. It's easy to use. You don't have to install any extra software on the backup or the restoration side. I'm not going to get into that. Long story short is it's super easy to use. Now, if you're using a Mac, the steps are going to be similar. I'm not going to get into a Mac because I don't have one. But you can go to YouTube and search how to use the Time Machine, as it's called, on a Mac. And the steps are very similar. Very easy. Here we go. All right, first of all, you are going to need a backup drive, an external drive, a flash drive, whatever you want to call it. It should probably look something like this. This is an external drive. It's just a hard drive inside a little plastic caddy case, whatever you want to call it. It's got a USB cable on this end. You can also use a flash drive. Most of you could probably get by with a flash drive. This one here is about 128 gigabytes. Honestly, most people aren't going to fill up even this little guy in a lifetime. Now, if you have a lot of photos, tons of photos, lots of home movies, things like that, you're probably going to want to go with the bigger one. I'd recommend at least a terabyte. That's 1,000 gigabytes. You don't need to know what a gigabyte is. You just need to know you need 1,000 of them, or 1 TB. Again, 128 gigs is probably fine. They do make these in 256. You know, in 5 years, we're going to look back on this and laugh, because this will probably be the same size as this and probably the same price. But I digress. Back to the backup. So we're going to plug in one of these guys. In fact, I'll just use, let's use this little guy. The steps are the same. We're going to plug it in to any USB port. Ta-da! All right. So here we go. Really is this simple. Okay, the computer just saw the drive. We're not going to mess with that. We need to click on the start button. Believe it or not, this little guy down here at the bottom left is called the start button. You mean the little flag, Michael? Yes, the flag, whatever you want to call it. This is the start button. Click on it and just start typing. Of course, everyone at this point asks me, where do I start typing? And I say, just put your hands on the keyboard and humor me. We're going to type in B A C K U B. I feel like they count for some reason. One backup. Okay, here we go. Backup settings. There we go. That's that. We just click on backup settings. I got a touch screen here, so we'd be fancy. And there we go. When we open up the backup settings, this is what we see. And you can see right here it says add a drive. So we click on that. It should show you the only external drive you have, and in this case I just have the one. If you have multiple, just make sure you pick the right one. In this case, 128 gig drive shows up as 119 gigs, but I digress again. We're going to choose the one drive. I click on it. And believe it or not, that is it, folks. It really is that simple. So, all of your files, your desktop, your documents, your pictures. But Michael, are my download? Yes. But are my pictures? Yes. Everything is being backed up on the hour, every hour, so long as this drive is connected to this computer and it's turned on. All your files are being backed up to this little guy. And the best part is you don't need any extra special software. So when it comes time to restore these files, God forbid your computer crashes, or you get a new computer and you just want to restore all these files to the new drive, you just plug it in, and I'll save that for another video, but restoring them is just as easy. No third-party installation required. So for those of you who asked what's the best backup to use, I would say this. Now, it wasn't that easy. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.